great interview with Sonia Anubis from Crypta and Cobra Spell. We talk about her two bands. We talk about her YouTube and Instagram presence. We talk about her boyfriend's band, A Little Unto Others, another band you should definitely be getting into. We talk about her love for Kiss, which got her into heavy music, and it's just taken a dive from there. Sonia is one of the best guitarists in metal today. YouTube links are below for Cobra Spell, for Crypta, for Sonia's personal page, and for her Instagram page. Give her a follow. Subscribe to all of her bands, subscribe to her page, and subscribe to my page if you haven't already. Anyway, enjoy the interview. Again, thanks to Sonia for the time, and hopefully we'll see Crypta and Cobra Spell in the U.S. this year, if not next. I'm here with Sonia Anubis. She's in the U.S. right now, which I didn't expect, because we're on similar time zones, a couple hours apart. But just kind of talking about what you've got going on. You've got two bands.
That's right.
Balance that time? I know each band takes a certain amount of time. How do you find a kind of a work-life balance if you have life outside the band?
Yeah, well, it's indeed quite a lot of energy that I have to put in and a lot of time. Though it's my biggest passion to play music, and I do it with all my passion. Obviously, it's like what I love doing. So it doesn't seem like a job to me, or something that I have to do. Of course, sometimes it can be quite overwhelming, the amount of work that has to be done, but I do it with full pleasure. So yeah, it's cool to be in two bands. Aside of that, I also manage my own things as Sonia Anubis, like the videos that I post once in a while on my social media or my YouTube channel. You know, I love doing that stuff. So I'm just very good planner. I think that's the thing that makes me being able to do this stuff. So I have a calendar, and I have to-do lists. I'm very organized with that kind of stuff, and I manage to really push myself to try to do this stuff and get it done. And I think that's the most important thing, to being able to manage different bands or activities.
So I've got a 14-year-old. He's a guitarist learning guitar. You're a self-taught guitarist. That's right. Yeah. What was your practice routine? Did you practice hour after hour after hour?
Actually, it was very varied. You know, it depended on the day and how I feel and what I wanted to do. Some days I felt like so extremely inspired that I could go hour by hour, like the whole day long, practice and play songs that I like. And sometimes I feel like, oof, it's like I need a little break, you know, and then I wouldn't touch my guitar in a day. So it's really varied, you know, but yeah, most of the times I practice quite a lot. I have a practicing routine that I try to do every time as a warm-up. So I do it like a half hour before I'm gonna play some songs. I keep up like a spreadsheet of certain exercises that I do and the speed that I'm at. And this kind of motivates me to keep on going. And yeah, it's kind of varied. Sometimes I hear a song that I really like. Like recently I was listening to a lot of Van Halen. It's very nostalgic, and I felt like, damn, I really want to play that. So that's some certain solos of Van Halen, and I feel like I haven't done that in a while. So yeah, sometimes I feel like I want to just jam a lot, or sometimes I just pick up my guitar to practice certain techniques.
You touched on my next question. You're big on YouTube. You love social media. How big is that as far as branding goes, and how much do you enjoy doing YouTube and because you guys do a lot of playthroughs and that kind of thing, and you still teach guitar lessons. How big a part of you is that? How much do you enjoy the social media side of things?
What I love about social media is being able to share a passion that you share with other people, and seeing that it makes people happy to see certain things. So for example, there are certain artists that I really look up to, and I just love learning their music, as I said before, and making a little video about it and sharing my enjoyment of this music and my own interpretation of the music, sharing it with the world, and seeing that people really feel that energy, that positivity. It's something that I enjoy doing, and I will keep doing. Sometimes I don't have that much time and I'm less active. Sometimes I'm more active doing that stuff. And yeah, it's the same with my bands. I like to share around what we're working on and making people excited about it. And once we have it like out there, like the new Cobra Spell song, seeing how people are so happy about it, it's just very fulfilling.
It's getting time.
the most fulfilling thing though is to being able to play the music on stage and seeing the actual people being happy in front of you. That's really the best thing ever. And of course, the social media leads to promote the band in a way that I hopefully can stand in front of an actual audience soon.
Yeah, times have changed. Used to, you had to kind of wait on a record label to do your marketing and PR. You're kind of in control of your own destiny now with social media. What's that like when you meet a fan and they see they saw you probably first maybe on social media instead of from your band?
It's how things go these days. It's really how things go these days. And I've been raised in this era kind of, so I haven't lived in the 80s where you really had to get yourself out there and play shows, which honestly to me seems like very cool and challenging though. But yeah, right now it's a double-edged sword, I would say. Musicians don't get paid as much because music is so accessible with social media, YouTube. You can get the music on streaming platforms and you don't even need to pay anything for it. It's like so easy to access, and it gets so easy to discover musicians. And it's good for the popularity of the band, but it's not good for the musician to make a living out of it. While back then you really had to play shows and bands got paid on their show. Well, if you did well, you got paid for a show, So, and for the merchandise, it kind of changed, but I live with the circumstances that we have right now. I'm trying to make the best out of of the tools that I have. And I feel like promoting on social media as much as you can is the way to get the band out there.
You got into metal. You started with Kiss, maybe.
Yeah, actually, I'm reading a book.
You're reading the Genes.
Yeah, I'm really into Kiss. I'm a fanatic. Yeah.
So you're still a big Kiss fan. Was that kind of the start of where you got into metal? Because of course, I find that you start with a band and you kind of delve deeper and deeper as you learn more about it. But that was your first band. Who was the second band as you kind of delved into with metal?
Yes, yeah, indeed. So Kiss was my very first band and really got me into hard rock. And that was my first introduction into this style of music. After Kiss, I think the next band that I got really into was Wasp. I think because I read that Blackie Lawless was a huge fan of Kiss, big Kiss fan. And I could see that, his way of being on stage is very charismatic and very showy. It's really like he really gives a show back, at least in the past. And that really, it was like, wow, and there's more of this stuff. I need to discover everything. And I was really getting into this style of bands that were very like performance. And also the music, of course, was super energetic. And there was something so special about it. I spend a lot of time just watching the live shows of the bands because it's somehow, I liked it even more than just the music videos. I really like the live shows so much. And yeah, it started getting heavier and heavier. So after getting a lot into the hard rock, heavy metal side of music, I started getting into thrash and eventually to death metal and black metal. And now I'm into this huge world that is so big. There's so many different styles in music. There's so many directions that you can go. And I just love that about music overall.
I love the fact you have a Gene Simmons prop during the interview. So have you met Gene?
Yeah. I actually have two of them. I bought them yesterday because I really wanted to read like all the biographies that are related to Kiss to get deeper into it. So yeah, I'm really into it. At home, I could show you the vinyl collection that I have from Kiss, but I'm not at home right now. So
sure. Now, have you met Gene Simmons?
I did. And it was a very, very, I think one of the best days of my life because it was one of the first bigger festivals that I played, which was Sweden Rock in Sweden. It's quite of a big festival, outdoors, and I was going to play with my previous band there, Burning Witches, and we were just backstage having some lunch, and I remember our manager telling us, you would like to meet Gene Simmons sometime. I say, if I meet Gene Simmons, I think I can die peacefully. I said, because it's like I'm a huge fan of Kiss, and Gene Simmons was the person that inspired me to start grabbing an instrument. And so he's the reason that I'm doing what I'm doing, pretty much. Being able to see him in real life is something that I could not believe that would be possible. I thought, I'm probably born way too late to even experience like the band live eventually or playing a show with them, because maybe they're just like in the final tour, I won't be able to get the chance to do so. But yeah, they told me, well, you have to stop eating now and go outside of the lunch room if you want to get to meet him. I was like, really? I just dropped my like everything. I'm like, okay, I'm going right now. And he was out there, and I just started crying, and wow, I was very emotional. And I don't get that emotional that fast as for like, I don't usually cry out of happiness. Like that's very rare for me to happen, but it did happen. It was like such an amazing moment. Yeah.
I think that's what metal does to us. We feel like we know the people we see on stage. I think that's probably how you felt. You probably felt like you knew Gene Simmons.
Yeah, of course, because you have seen him from so many times on video or interviews, and then you know that person, and the person doesn't know you, obviously. And you're like, wow, the person is right, like he's real, he's actual in front of you, and it's just it was quite a mesmerizing moment. I really hope that I get to meet the whole band, like with Paul Stanley, and I really hope I get to meet them and Ace Frehley. Like, I mean, he will have to be met separately, but I would love to meet every single member that has been in Kiss. I would really love to.
That's awesome. So you've played several festivals. Here in the States, we see overseas festivals as most of the time bigger than ours. Like I'm trying to get to Hellfest this summer because so many people come out.
I've never been there.
Have you not been to Hellfest? I want to go see that.
I would love to.
How do you guys see our festivals compared to the festivals overseas? Are they seen as, do you guys want to come to our festivals like we want to come to your festivals?
Oh, absolutely. I've never played in a festival in the United States myself. I haven't visited any of them, so I have no idea how they are here. I know my boyfriend tells me they are like similar, just a little bit different, but I don't know because I'm so used to the German festivals here. Yeah. I mean, in the Netherlands and Germany and Europe overall. Yeah, they're very cool, and I think it's probably like similar to it. I mean, the metal scene is. They love the same taste. I don't know. I'd have to see. I would love to go check it out, and we'll see if there's any offers with the bands.
Yeah. Are there any plans to tour the States anytime soon?
We are working on it. With Crypta, at least. We are working on it. Maybe end this year, maybe next one. We have to see what is realistic, but we're definitely wanting to go to the United States.
Sure. Now, any bands at the moment you're listening to that maybe we don't know about, or you're trying to tell people about, some new bands you're into, or anybody you're kind of hooked on right now?
Well, a band that I'm quite hooked on, and I don't say it because it's my boyfriend, but he plays in a band named Unto Others. They're a very new and upcoming band, and they're getting out there. They're going to tour with Behemoth, Arch Enemy, and Carcass in the United States and in Europe. And yeah, I think they're making something that is very new and refreshing, like goth heavy metal, but with a very melodic sound, and also still with a heavy edge. And honestly, I really like it. I really, really like it. Not because my boyfriend plays in it, but it's really good music. And yeah, they're getting out there and should definitely be checked out.
They're kind of got a typo negative vibe,
right? Yeah,
I've been listening to a lot
like this influences, and the Sisters of Mercy. There's a lot of cool influences in there, and yeah, I really like the sound that they're having and the image overall.
I've been listening to a lot of it because Jose Mangan from Sirius XM I think he went to a show out in California. And so Sirius XM has kind of become a place, at least on Liquid Metal, is where I find new bands.
I got told, my boyfriend told me that they played it there, and then a lot of people like get to know the band this way. So that's interesting. Yeah.
I'm hoping I get to see those guys. Sonia, thank you so much. It's been a great conversation. I appreciate it. And again, I hope you guys make it down to the Southeast U.S. so I can check out a show, Crypta, Cobra Spell, either one.
Would be awesome. And we are definitely going to try to make that happen.
Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.